Okay, all right. So yeah, we just take turns. You guys will figure out.
Okay.
We'll keep him busy.
Yes, yeah. Sounds good. Okay, all right, very good. Greetings. This is Enki. Greetings to you. Great. Our
Greetings.
collective Anunnakis, Anunnaki beings, are healing through these connections and others. As yes, our history we became human also, and we didn't know how to handle it. But as humanity reconnects their power, of course, we're going to start to come back into the limelight again for reactivation eventually. But there's going to be some time for that. It's not going to be, it's not going to happen tomorrow. But some of you actually reactivate yourselves. So if you have questions, please.
So when you say you were human, but you couldn't handle it, how did that? What does that mean? You were here a long time ago, and then you weren't. You got too involved in. It was a 3D world at that point as well.
Yes, it was a 3D world at the point.
Okay, so and did you
And
have forget who you were when you got here
no,
too, or
no,
yeah,
but
no?
we connect to the human program, and sometimes it's more than we can handle ourselves as a four-dimensional being. We can be we can be challenged also. As many of your beings here are being challenged. They can't always handle this Earth's atmosphere, even in the fourth dimension. They're not always thinking correctly.
So when
So
you
Yes, go ahead.
when you came, could people see you
Yes.
for what you really were? Okay. And some people could not.
Most of them can see us. Like, yeah, everyone had their own perception of us, as people do now. But overall, they knew
mm,
who we were.
So were you golden light, or I've heard you being connected to the ant people as well? Or did that just depend upon what human population you were
Those are
involved
different.
with?
Those are different Anunnaki beings that we're in. But yeah,
Okay, so
well, we appeared as human, basically,
hmm.
godlike beings, basically.
Okay, but and we humans were around at the same time,
Yes.
but we were not. We did not have access to more than like we are now. We were cut off from our true selves.
But you're still cut off from your true selves.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It was more barbaric in the past. There
Mhm.
was upgrades. It just there was no society really. We had to start from
Hmm.
scratch.
Hmm.
okay, so did you just kind of like pick a section of the world, and
Uh,
said, "Hey, we're
that was,
gonna."
yes, that was the energies of where Sumerian, or that's
Hmm.
Babylon. That was the vibrations there are just they were just right for people.
Hmm.
They just
Oh, okay. If you were to come back now, are there places that are similar in terms of energy?
the islands, Hawaii,
Huh? Okay.
everywhere else has been taken over and manipulated. Not all places, but the islands are usually a safer place right now.
Okay.
The Balkans is one.
Puerto Rico?
Sorry,
No? Okay.
what was this?
Not Puerto Rico? No.
Too populated. Population control.
And is that our doing as humans in terms of our existence, the fact that we are in the state we are, that affects the energy around even in the world for other things, other beings?
Well, yeah, it had. I mean, this was all done by plan for you to figure out what you wanted to do with this world. We're here to guide you, but humanity was really you chose what you wanted to experience. And we gave you options, and you figured out what they wanted. We brought
Okay.
cities, and cities worked. Not everything worked. We just tried things out to see what would work with the human.
Mm.
It just populated the planet in that way. So beings, yeah, right now because it's the way of the mind, how the mind is right now. It's very hard for some alien beings to focus. Um, because of the mindset of humanity, it's not welcome to a foreign energy. Even foreign people coming in. I mean, what if somebody new came and just walked into your house? I mean, wouldn't you
Mm-hmm.
feel a little bit uneasy of that?
Mm-hmm.
So you have
Yeah.
an alien being, or even if it looked human, it was still, humans will still have a difficulty with that,
Mm.
even with the best intentions.
Hello, Father. I have a question. Thank you for coming through. I'll get all shy anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to say sorry that last week I went off on
And then,
Enlil. Yeah,
yes,
but
you'll get
I
over it.
it's strange that after that I felt like a softer energy. I think I
Yes.
needed to do that.
Yes, it was good.
I
No,
felt, yeah, I felt even like a connection. It was very, very strange. So I think I needed to release that bad energy, and I'm glad.
hmm hmm
Also, I wanted to say, um, I've loved to connect with Anunnaki before, and it's always
hmm
exciting. But in this year, it feels very overwhelming. I would like to know why that is. Is it because your energies are returning to humanity,
Yes,
and you have like a more active? You're more active with us right now.
correct. Yeah, we were well, we can say we've always been active, but we've been quiet. So now we started to speak more. So our presence is getting stronger. We're allowing our vibration to be reconnecting to humanity. Because we can cut this connection off. Not that we will, but
No,
we can pull back. It's like, oh, you don't need to connect with us. Just connect with a Palladian being or somebody.
no.
So here's an insect being that everybody wants to hear about.
No, this is great. I just think that humanity needs this connection. They need to
Yes,
remember you so that we can go forward. So
yes,
that's
it's
how I feel.
remember. Yes,
Yeah.
the roots. So, well, you're healing. You're feeling healing. You're both. You're feeling the earth's welcoming of new energies, basically.
Yes.
So, as we are being connected to in this way, eventually it will go into a physical reality. You'll see us in the skies.
My
There's no
God.
stopping it. Yes. Well, right now you have to get used to this first.
I hope it will be in my lifetime.
We think
It will
so.
be a dream.
It will be a dream, but also we'll find it from what the makeup of your reality it's inevitable for your, especially gives your media something to be scared about.
Right.
They're humorous on our side. I mean, they program humanity, but they're just
I think in a way they know you're returning after
correct.
2003 when the war of Iraq was not about petrol or oil, it was about the
Correct.
museum artifacts.
Yeah,
And
correct.
nobody listens to me, but anyway, when I say
Correct.
that, so
Yes, that
excited,
was.
right?
It wasn't just you're going to Iraq. Even before that, they went to Iraq. They went to
Yeah, the
Kuwait.
British, yeah.
Yes, it's like
They're
well,
just,
even yes, skirmishes with Iran
mm,
and anything with the Middle East when it hits. Yes, that's guess who's coming to dinner.
exactly, because I mean, it was Mesopotamia. And then they started dividing
Mhm.
everything to start all these wars.
Yes,
But all your artifacts, all your secrets, it was there basically. So they want to recover it. I don't know if they can reverse engineer all this stuff, but they're doing something.
They found a lot, but they can't understand half of it. Even
Yeah.
your elites can't figure out. They have found stargates, and they don't know how to activate them. Just like
The Saddam Hussein had one, right? He was
Oh yeah.
exactly.
Well, he was an Anunnaki being.
Oh yeah, he said he was Nebuchadnezzar at one point. He says, I don't know.
Nebuchadnezzar. Well, he channeled those energies. I don't believe he was actually a Nebuchadnezzar.
Maybe his energies, right?
Like a son or something in those lines. They're not really telling me, but
okay.
It made him feel better.
Right. Well, I'm just saying you have a lot of people, a lot of followers. You have an army, so you probably know that. Yeah. I don't have to say it. So I'm gonna let everyone else talk because I'm just gonna go on. Bye. Love you.
Yes.
So who has control of the stargates now, or does it take a specific energy to open those up?
There's a lot of the Syrians do. There are a lot of Anunnaki have stay out of it now. Oh, some of it's Anunnaki, not all of it's Anunnaki technology. A lot of the Syrians are there's reptilians, but in a positive sense, it's more of a Syrian presence. On a lower energy, yes, it is a reptilian. Those I wish to activate. Some in the Middle East would be activated. Yemen has not been activated. There is stargates. There's actually several in Yemen. There's a lot of alien energies that want to be uncovered there. So that's like a secret war going on. But mostly, actually, your government. I mean, if you have more of your secret governments are involved, but they don't know how to activate anything. So it's more of your alien presence that's involved in that. So
as we start asking more questions, then all of a sudden things are being discovered. Are you allowing them to be discovered?
Well, humanity is allowed to be discovered. The consciousness is allowing to. So the higher consciousness of the planet is allowing, like, it already knows everything that's going on. Everybody here in the world knows. It's in the physical. Do you want to know? That's the thing. But yes, it is. So like your virus that's going right now. Well, yes, it will be broken up. It's basically practically not even there. It's there, but the agenda is there. It brought in the agenda. So now you have the agenda. That's the virus. The virus is there, little pieces, but the agenda is now the problem. So,
and that agenda is what?
The breakdown. The old energy.
Okay, yeah.
Now some of it is quite negative. Some of it is positive. The negative part is the control to make people wear masks and things like that, and control people to stay in their house for the rest of the year. Things like that. A lot of it is, take away freedoms, but there is a positive to take down the infrastructures also that don't need to be here anymore, like Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
The politicians have been taken down. Yeah, they will be.
It's kind of like as each piece of information comes out, it keeps linking to something else. Right. It's kind of like with the Chinese licenses and the Chinese and the universities and the technology, and it all links to one thing links to another, and it just keeps pouring out. And everything keeps changing.
Well, China technically is not even written. However you look at it, it's not really human. China in general is from another planet. It is doing alien things on this world.
Wow.
It is bringing products into your world. It is bringing a virus into your world. It does many things. It is human, but it's not that human. It's like 50% human.
Sometimes, makes me think about hybrids with grays.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but
there is a lot of gray presence there.
Yeah, something like that.
There's a strong presence now. They want some love from everybody.
Grays want some love. Okay.
From anybody because they're so misunderstood. They're unemotional and don't know how to. They don't know how to be human. I mean, they're trying.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they wanted to be more emotional, and that's why they did hybrid experiments.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to understand our emotions or something.
Yes, that didn't work either.
I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
It's hard to get. It's got to get a Chevy to act like a Mercedes. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know how you could explain emotions to somebody that doesn't have emotions, because they don't make any sense. They're not up here. They're in here, and it's like, how would you say, well, like, oh, you feel remorse, or you feel happy, or you feel like it's not something you can think about. It's something you can feel. I mean, poor Grays.
Well, yes, correct. It is. Well, they're trying. They're trying everything they can. The Greys are an experimental race. You can say all races are experimental, but they're experimental race that was made for a specific reason to do what they're doing. And
trying to understand.
Well, they do everything that other beings can do. They can tap into realities that no one else can. They can handle environments that a lot of alien beings can nowhere ever handle. They're very close to insectoid. Even some of their, they can. Like an ant, like you can try and kill an ant all day long. Zetas are like that. So you can try to kill the thing. You're not always very successful. They'll find a way to come back to life.
Is that because they don't have emotion?
No, just the way they're made altogether. It's just their whole biological, their whole body structure, the way they're made.
Yeah.
They're made to figure things out. It's like technology-wise and even Earth planet-wise, they're here to figure out like the biology, like a tree. They're here to figure out all its elements and all of that. But you want to have a conversation, and good luck with that. You can, but it has to be about what they want to talk about.
Yeah. I read it in school. There was a book and it was part of it was in the ant world, and it was very military-like and very based on everything had to be logical and yes, no, and good and stop, and that's about it. And not much depth.
Well,
lots of activity.
If you're an alien being, you have depth with them. They will eventually.
And for us humans, and we have like DNA from everyone. So does that mean we can kind of like connect with? We have emotions, so we don't have to figure those out. Well, we do, because they're awful, or they can be, but we have them. We don't have to get them. Do we have like access to a lot more than most beings?
Yeah, well, your humanity is here to heal a lot of the spirit world. The spirit world, it's like a faster way of learning here. Like the spirit world can go through like a reptilian incarnation and just feel like they just got beat up when they leave that world or that reality. That's just for example. Reptilians going to be depending on the race, it's going to be very difficult. And it's like you just left a war and they're just having dinner. So come to your world to heal a lot of that from other races that are very difficult. Even insectoid races are very difficult to be around.
Okay, and as human and as me, what can I do to help heal? An ant being, or how does that translate into our daily lives, or does it? Or is it just our being, like our life is doing that?
Well, you're just we all to get along. If you can get to that one, it's very simple actually, but very difficult to accomplish on the world, as you could see.
Yeah,
because the belief systems are like a mental wall. Several mental walls are built up for belief systems.
And
the media does that. not everybody, but quite a bit.
But like you were saying, a stranger walks into our house, and we're like, "What are you doing here? Go away!" It's not this thing of, "Oh, okay, you are somebody that I can learn from, and I can, even if I don't like you, I can respect you, and we can coexist without me telling you to, go."
A Palladian world. That's probably the easiest, depending on the Palladian world.
Oh, where everyone loves everyone.
Beings can walk in your home and is like, "Oh, how's it going? Oh, yeah."
Really?
Hey, well, I don't know.
Well, it depends on the planet, but they can connect. They know they're coming anyway. So.
So they're like Latino relatives. They just go into your house. They don't call.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, we're here. Hi.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah, that's a little bit. That's a little bit too friendly for some, isn't it?
Though that's one thing I like about living nowadays, where we have people that have, second generation immigrants of going, okay, my parents drive me crazy. I hate this about it, but it's part of my culture too. So I like, I like the Western kind of, no, keep your distance, thank you. But I will keep the friendliness of Latinos. So we're kind of, we're taking, that's part of it. We're taking what we want.
Tristan, that's interesting to ask Enki also. Why are so many cultures different in that aspect? We're all human, but we're all like so different. Like, does that connect to other races? Like,
yes, it is other races. Yes, right.
That's really confusing right now. I never thought about it.
Yes, it is. I like Cambodia is very insectoid and reptilian. In parts of South America, some of those jungle areas are very insectoid and reptilian. The reptilian here, there's very positive reptilian, but the negative side of it is very controlling. It's a side. It's part of it actually comes from Orion, and Orion beings can be very, like, some people have had mothers or parents that have been very strict. All of this are Orion. They just want things a certain way, and that's why the Atlanteans got manipulated through family.
Are you kidding?
They just slowly got. Yeah, it was a slow process. It wasn't just through friends, but a lot of it was through family.
So that's really strange. Like, it means that we're all connected to different systems in a way. You always told me like Orion Atlantis connection, and every time I look into it, yeah, it fits with the character.
Orion it does a lot of blockages right now. A lot of insectoid beings from Orion.
Okay.
So yeah, they don't make it easy, but the reptilian here, the Orion reptilian, is very warlike. So like war to them is peace, as long as they're in charge of the war.
So how does somebody like me from Canada being all very peace and love and relaxed and stuff, how do we then look at somebody who's very warlike and say your desire for war is something that is valuable as well?
Yes, you look at gang members. A lot of them are reptilian. Control, obvious control. They've lost control of themselves. They need to control others.
So are we supposed to become, because war, I don't think war is good. Are we supposed to, as we're advancing, are we supposed to all become less warlike, or are we supposed to learn how to live with?
No, the idea is to live without war. It would help with the warring process. Some learn better through war. It's up to the individual. It's not for us to dictate that or say that. It's up to the individual. Some learn better in a chaotic household than a peaceful household.
Yeah, because we have this definition of like life before the Christian definition of the Garden of Eden and everything, how everything was perfect before, and then we fell off the wagon and everything's horrible. But we all want to get back to this Garden of Eden. But that means that others are here not to get back to Eden at all, but to experience the war part of this world.
Well, the war part is let the people decide what they want to experience.
Okay.
Some it was war. Not everybody wants that. But some, they don't have. Well, some want to do war because they want to show everybody else is weak, but they're not. They're hiding their own weakness though when they do that.
Yeah.
So, but some use this for manipulation reasons. Some just don't get what they want. There's many reasons for that, but yes, it's another way of clearing out the population and allowing new souls to incarnate. So it does have that benefit. It does a purging of society. So somewhat I would prefer war because you can get out of this world quicker. It's like, okay, I learned my lesson. I made friends with my aunt or my sister or whatever. Now my mission here is over. So missions are a lot different.
Before you incarnate, don't you have a plan though?
Yes, but that can be altered, especially in the Earth's past. A lot of souls do not live that long, so like 30. Of course, everyone's different, but a lot of souls do not live that long. So they put a small what they work they create a plan for what would work. Yes, but those plans can be changed though. Things have changed much differently in this reality though.
Can we, as the person living, change those plans?
Yes, it's happening.
Okay.
Well, like you have your Portland, like there's a war there. So you say like you're not supposed to die, but you can go against that and go into you can just ignore that. I'm going to go into a dangerous place. Your guys that can't always protect you. It's still up to the individual. You're going to put yourself in harm's way. You can't always be. Sometimes you can be protected, but you make a choice with you change your timeline, and then you leave. So if somebody kills you,
and that's because we're ignoring within us the sign. We have signs before that would happen, but we're going, no, don't do that.
Sometimes a friend can come in and push you out of harm's way, but it all depends. You can ignore that too. You can push that away. It all depends on the situation.
So the stories like where there's an airplane crash and the one person is surrounded and saved or something. Yeah. Shouldn't that person not have been in a plane crash in the first place, or is that sometimes part of their story as well?
To tell everybody what happened. To show that life does go on. You can survive these things. It is possible. So, a lot of souls just choose just to X out. 9/11, a lot of souls, majority of them chose to leave. Some of them didn't. Some of them did survive, but not all of them. So, you can choose during the event too, which is hard. Seconds before it happens.
I guess you have to do a lot of growing up very quickly.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But it would be the same thing with COVID. Like for instance, the older population who decides that, okay, now's the time I can check out.
Yes, that's a lot more taking that route. They would have someone would rather just have the quick exit. And that's through the respiratory. And yes, that is very real. Yes.
A personal question on COVID. In around November last year, October, November, I had a very, I guess it was very COVID-like reaction where my chest kind of, I just felt like I was losing bits of what I could actually breathe.
Yes.
But what was that?
That was from astral. You were feeling a timeline that was coming in. Yes, this was not. It was planned. You can call it through the control, but it was known as spiritual.
Okay.
So you experienced that because you brought some of it with you to
into here.
Know what's coming in. Yes.
Okay.
Because I had the same thing I had the same experience in February, where it felt like I'm going through the same, symptoms.
Well, that's to tell you that this is real instead of just all fake. I mean, there's some fakeness going on, yes, but there's also a lot of realism going on too.
That's one of the things I find hardest nowadays is this just how I'm all for like believing in things you can't prove, but there are also things that are like, oh come on, the world is not flat. It's not flat. So, and yet people are so willing to lump things in as we're condemning one thing and then joining it with another thing, which just makes no sense. Oh well.
So the flat Earth people do come from a flat Earth reality. They have a parallel life on a flat Earth world, so that is
Oh, they
real.
do. Okay. Oh, thank you. That
But
helps.
some of you here, I mean, there are realities where this virus is a complete hoax. Yes, and that's their parallel souls tapping into that. It's like it's easier to just look at it, but then they get it, and it's like, okay, maybe in this reality it's real. So that's another reason why that happens. And some people here are actually inventing the thing.
So being connected to these different realities, that's kind of like, for us here, that means it gives us it's like a predisposition to go towards that belief or that theory. Is that it?
Some do timeline jumping or reality jumping, but it's like timeline jumping. You can jump to another version of Earth, but you're still in this reality. But like with the virus, they just know it's fake. And their realities, well, they are absolutely correct. But they tap back into this world, it's like, oh wait, then they end up getting it because it's a lesson to them. Take these things a little bit more seriously. You can't heal it, but the rules of this reality are a lot different than others.
Okay. Yeah.
I once read a book that the Earth was neither round or flat, but it had like a chunk blown off, so it was like floating on debris, and it really affected my head, honestly, to read that. I realized I cannot get it out of my mind. Like, well, that's possible. Oh my god.
Well, there is some flat Earth energies here, yes, where the Earth is kind of flat in some areas, where there is truth around it.
I don't want to know, I think.
Yeah, it's not important right now. It's not. It doesn't really. I mean, some are true flat Earth because they are part of that reality. It's a parallel reality. And many of you are parallel realities, right? Yeah, you're multidimensional beings.
Yeah.
Right.
But you don't know how to understand it.
It's this world is we're basically in agreement. We're all agreeing.
Yes.
From our personal point of view, we're all agreeing that this is the reality that I'm sharing. But in fact, we're not all sharing the same thing at all. We're kind of keeping. We're okay. Yes, I believe this. I believe that. I believe that. But there can be quite large differences in our own experiences for even our physical world.
Well, they're also warning the rules of this reality. That it is not
limitations.
Yes, well, yeah, but it's not as strong anymore either. As you go into more of a fourth dimension environment, you feel that you have more control over your reality than you had before. It takes time.
That reminds me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I still want to fly, but anyway, go on.
Well,
we all would like to, right?
Yeah.
Take some time for that. Even in a world where you have a super person flying around, most people like to fly. They can't fly. So it might be worse if you have somebody flying and everybody's sitting here saying, what about us?
Imagine Latinos to be flying into your house all the time.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's true. Some will be Peter Panning a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
That's very creepy. So another thing about other realities came to my mind is sometimes I read, different books about history of the world or even aliens, and there's many different species who claim to be the first who have been on the earth, the first who have created humanity. So you have the Anunnaki, but you also have like a Pleiadian race. You have the Icarians, and I'm like, okay, is there different realities where they came at different times or something like that? Okay.
Yes.
Because it confuses me.
That's where it gets. Yes, everybody came at their own time, but yes, they did come into it. Atlanteans are here, but also other beings. Syrians are here before the Atlantean beings. But once again, everybody looks at things differently.
Yeah.
But yes, they did.
When I saw this movie, the fourth I forgot the name now, but it was like an alien movie. But one of the characters says something that really like resonates. Like Sumerian language is the key to understanding everything, and I always believe that. Like if I would understand Sumerian and cuneiform tablets, I could just know absolutely everything about this history, probably.
Yes, but decoding it is
exactly that's a problem.
That's the problem. Yes, because yes, it's all made simple, but it's not necessarily supposed to be. Now is the time of figuring it out. Yes, and things will get more simpler in their future.
There has to be like a coding like key
there
to
is.
Yeah, and somebody has it already, like government.
Well, you all have it yourselves, actually.
Within us.
Oh, that freaks me out now.
But okay. Yes, your government. Well, your governments have it, but they don't know what to do with anything.
I guess not.
They're the opposite of anything.
If you cannot weaponize it, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They're not here to. They're like the biggest children of them all.
Okay, so I'm going from a different direction. Okay, so from a astrological point of view, your birth chart. So I am 9 degrees Cancer. And so in talking with another person, they were saying that they wouldn't tell me about 9 degrees Cancer, only that the government knows if you're coming in at 9 degrees Cancer, they know who you are.
Some of them do. Some government connections do. Not all.
Okay.
So you can come here as an unknown being, and they have no idea.
Okay. Did I do that as an unknown being?
Yes.
Okay.
That irritates them more than anything.
Okay, so is that why they sit outside my garage at 10, 11 o'clock at night?
Yes.
Is that to keep an eye on me?
Well, they don't understand you. They don't know what you're capable of. They don't even understand why they're even there half the time. They just know they need to be there.
Okay.
Nothing to worry about.
So it's a game.
It's a game that they can't even figure out. Humanity can't figure themselves out, and the government can't figure itself out either.
Okay.
They have some idea, but once you find one answer, there's like 20 other questions. So you've had the alien beings. It's like, and now what do we do?
Well, that's what the problem I'm having is that now that I've connected to, okay, so for instance, I'm Lyran. So now that I've connected to that, then I start connecting to all these past lives. And how does all of this stuff in my life, like today I found a red feather. Well, who left that there and why? You know, and I love cardinals. They're all over my house.
And you're being healed. No, yeah, heal the paranoia of any government. Just not ignore them.
Okay.
And just so you're going through. See, that's why the Pleiadians and the Syrians, felines are connected to humanity. You're here to heal humanity. When a lot of them didn't know what to do with humanity in the past, it's like we don't know what we're doing. We don't want to get pulled into whatever you're getting pulled into. So
that's exactly like I am. I don't like people. I don't want to be brought into the drama. I like the healing part. I've done that all my life.
Exactly. Very good.
I don't want the drama. That's why I live out in the country.
So so when Anunnaki were here, a lot of alien beings did not want to get anything near any Anunnaki beings. They just like, okay, all right, this is more than we can handle. We're just going to stay over here. Go on, beings. Is
that why there's like I have like gaps where I can't relate to Anunnaki at all?
Yeah.
That's one reason. Is there no past life with the Anunnaki? I'm just like, hey, you're too much.
I believe so. That's why, yes.
Okay.
Well, we've been banned from planets. We've been destroyed on planets. We've been imprisoned on planets for being us. We've been a lot of alien beings don't understand us. Of course, we've done it to ourselves, but we're not exactly the most welcoming race. We're feared by a lot of things.
Okay, so what's the difference between, I'm sorry, what's the difference between the Mesopotamian versus the race that was with the Native Americans versus the race that was down in, what is it, Peru? Are they all different Anunnakis?
No. Well, they had an Anunnaki. Once the Sumerians had the people had, you know, the architecture of how the human is going to be. That's when a lot of the Native Americans were, you say, retooled to be like everybody else. India, all places, Peru, everyone got, you know, it was like agreements. This is going to work. So they need a place for it to experiment first. Because humans have forgotten. Now, Native Americans did remember a lot, but they had to kind of shift to be like kind of like everybody else. They're already around, running around. Same as the Indians, yes. But
is it possible that the Indians and Native Americans, South Americans, they have a connection to Cain, the bloodline? Because
yes.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, and I'm so glad that she asked that question because
What was it? A connection to what? Sorry.
Cain. Because the Bible kind of stops as if it's done, and he had a bloodline, but nobody talks about it. It's crazy.
Well, I read today that somewhere that you had Adam, but Adam had a set of humans, and then he had a set of reptiles. Would Cain be the reptilian?
That's
sort of, yes. Well, reptilian influence.
Okay.
Adam already had all the DNA of everyone, but they had to, like, if you want to go by from the Bible, they had to buy from the apple. It's like, who wouldn't? It's like you have to try it. You have to dip your toe in the water. You have to. It's like, you know, walk around all pretty and everything is great and everything, but it's like this is forbidden. It's like we have to discover. We have to know more about ourselves, and that's why the world is the way it is. You're discovering yourselves. You know, you don't have to have war, but some people need to be part of a gang. Some people don't. You're figuring yourselves out. What's your soul limits? Everybody has their limits, right? But everybody's different here. So.
And did your son ninja see that help of the line of Cain to go to that side of the world?
Yes.
Before starting Atlantis? Oh.
Yes. Well, Atlantis was after.
After, a lot after. Yeah. But it was like, okay. So he saved them. He helped them before the flood. Oh my God, this is crazy. Okay.
Okay, so that makes sense because I'm very connected to. My great grandmother was Native American. She was Cherokee. That's what I'm told. And so ever since I was a little kid, I can always feel energy. And even today, when I go into a crowd, I cannot handle huge crowds anymore because their energy is so strong and overtakes, what I can stand. So with that Native American going to Atlantis, or did Atlantis go to a Native American? When Atlantis broke up, it was already in pieces. Yeah. Did they go to, north, south, east, and west, the different continents?
Yeah, go to the different continents. Yes, those were already. I mean, there was already people on all these places. Yes.
Okay.
So your Native Americans had the ability of keeping. It's basically the infrastructure of the human was integrated into them. They're already a higher dimensional being, but it's just to be like everybody else. The agreement of the human, of how to be human here, what the human's going to look like, what, so you're all proud. I mean, not everybody's exactly the same, but you have 5 fingers, you have hair, or some have hair. Either way, you have the possibility of hair. You have the potential for all these things. That was the agreement. That's what the Anunnaki brought in. And you all have pretty much the same DNA, at least the strands of alien DNA. So,
Okay, so I have another question. So that goes to like 23andMe. Are they looking for specific pieces of DNA?
somewhat, yes. They're intruding. They're doing what
Okay.
they should not be doing. There is positive intentions there, a little bit of helping people find because some do have genetic issues that they are there to solve some of those questions. It does have a darker connection too, of course. So they'd rather have your DNA. They'd rather have everybody's DNA, not just blood, just DNA. DNA,
But
blood, still. Yes. Good.
and as when we get downloads and stuff like that, and our DNA is actually changing. My DNA today is different than my DNA was when I was 10. Is that right?
Yes, everybody shifts over time. Yeah.
Okay.
So it works for you.
Okay. So that's kind of.
So your alien DNA shifts. Well, you're shifting with the cosmos. You're shifting with astrology, the stars. Shifting with the planets.
And DNA is kind of where things are, where my life is stored. That's kind of like the if you want to know who I have been up to now, you would look at my DNA. Is that right?
It goes into your galactic, it goes into your spirit. Galactic aliens can only see so much. Like if it's a Palladian being, they can see your Palladian connections very clearly. They can see your past lives here too. They can only see so much. They can see what they're capable of seeing. Every being sees something different. Not all alien beings can say exactly the same thing. That's what makes your gray.
Mistakes. Oh my god.
That's what makes your gray so interesting because they can see things that other beings don't see.
Okay.
They can see what the Palladians see, they see what the Syrians see. Of course, they're so bizarre. Nobody can talk to them to see what they. They won't communicate with it. It's like Zetas are like your cloud computing. They're like your internet, like a whole species of internet, walking, talking.
and unemotional responses, so you can actually understand what they say.
They just are download, figure it out. What you would find very personal, they wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
ADAS must be really useful for like government work because they have all this technology.
Yeah, they use the governments for their technologies all the time too.
Right.
Yeah. Though I listened to one, I can't remember his name, but anyway, this one guy that was hilarious. So they do have a sense of humor, even if they don't have emotions. Yeah. Well, this one
they
was absolutely hilarious. Yeah.
The mantis, some of them learn from the mantis, even some like a duck being. Ducks are pretty funny too.
Ducks?
If you're around them long enough, you develop a sense of humor.
Okay, so I've got two mantis. I've got a green one and a brown one. And they hang out around the house. But I can look at them and I can see their personalities. They seem harmless, but the way that they turn their head, the way that their eyes look, you can just see their personality. Are they here for a reason?
Observing, protecting, but mostly they just found you amusing. That's one of the reasons.
You might
not find your life all that amusing, but from their point of view, it's hilarious to them. So they're just understanding what a human is. That's all.
Well, at least, if there are moments when they're not feeling that great, at least we can say we make somebody laugh.
Yes, and you would look at an alien being and find like mundane things. You'd find that more interesting in your own life. So it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I guess that's when your cat looks at you like you're totally crazy, and that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, cats are a little bit different. Yeah, because they live with you and you see them, and sometimes the cats are the crazy ones in the family. So,
but they're so condescending about it. It's like, what is your problem? And it's like,
exactly.
Okay.
Well, they come from a leadership group. Felines are normally leaders. Maybe not the best leaders. Maybe not the leaders They just their whole race is leadership. So
Okay.
they act like independent. They don't listen to each other. So you have so you have a group of leaders. Nobody's listening to anybody. All leaders.
So they
they
need
have a lot.
that's why they lead us.
Yeah, they chill out. Just
Yeah.
and that's why they got fights with the reptilians a lot because they like the feel like they can do better than the reptilians. They're smarter, they're stronger, whatever it is. So the reptilians, I don't think so. So they kind of go back and forth with each other. Aryans, the bird beings, just they just stand in silence and don't. They think they're better than everybody too. So you have a little bit of ego. Even in aliens, they do have egos.
That's so interesting.
That's part of growth.
You know, this is so silly, but the other night I was trying to sleep, and because I've been overwhelmed with Anunnaki subject the whole month, and and I hit my elbow really hard against my desk, and I just imagined your brother laughing so hard, and I got so mad, but I started laughing too because he was in my head, I blame him for everything.
Well, your energy is like you're back in that time period.
Yeah, somehow I don't
It's
know.
like you're living that reality. That's why it's been so real for you.
I just feel like I know you like too closely, and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, well, that's your pearl. Yeah, you're here to heal a lot of what happened in the past. That's why you remember things like it happened yesterday.
Yeah, I guess. I'm holding all the energy that day, and then I speaking against him. I don't know. After that, I felt like very light, but at the same time, I felt like I was not mad at him anymore. When it was very weird.
Well, you're during that time then, Will, and obviously that's something you just let go for right away.
Yeah, I guess I was just bottling that up. But that day after that, I was like, actually, I don't hate him.
Yeah, and Will was, one of the more selfish beings, of course.
Yeah, but I guess he has to heal too, like everyone.
Yeah, he's like your modern day dictator.
But his sons are like, I'm not gonna go there because that's just gonna be backlash for me. But yeah, it's not just him. I know.
Yes.
What's your son, Mark, by the way? He's interesting.
Yes. Observing right now all of this. They're actually amazement that we are even speaking to in this way. They've heard about it but never thought it would actually happen.
This new way, this communicating, channeling and stuff is new for a lot of people.
Yes.
How do you decide that that's the choice that you'll use to communicate rather than flying down here or coming to your dreams or something?
Well, Anunnaki beings, we have a history with your Earth, and we're not exactly the most loved.
Oh, you're not allowed here.
Well, yes, in that regard, yes, we're not exactly. So you have a Palladian energy Palladians and Syrians and Arcturians, they've had a relationship with humanity for a long time through dreams, and Anunnaki beings just sit in the back and watch, and just be despised by everyone. But we normally don't communicate very often. Same with the Greys. Greys don't really communicate at all. Well, they do physically, but not always in the best manner, as we have heard. Now, interesting with the Greys, I know I bring them up a lot. Like, some people get attacks from the Greys. People don't realize they have a family lineage with that Grey. So if Grey is like maybe aggressive to you, but it's also might have been your brother, your sister, or grandparent in another life. And they had the problems then, they still have those problems now. So that's another reason why they show up at night terrors and things like that.
Yeah. But one of the problems of being cut off is that, of course, we don't remember any of this. So we're going, well, why? What's going on?
Well, the channelings are here to help that, of course, and just little by little, you're opening up the unknown, as you know.
But as we open up the unknown, we also heal.
Yes, of
right?
course. And to heal the wounds of an Anunnaki presence is very heavy, or any type of war, World War II. It's like those. Yes, eventually, like Hitler will be more accept it again. Because people have to heal that life. It's the only way for the world to really ascend. True, it'll help.
And healing includes like probably digging into the bad things that happen, and you know, like what happened with me. I didn't have to go and learn everything that Enlil did, but then I did. I remember I got mad, I let it out, and now I'm okay. You know, I'm healing. But it will be hard to skip that, I think.
Yes.
You have to know everything what happened, and maybe that also hurts the Anunnaki to get that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'll come through eventually.
Yeah. Though I would say you don't have to knowing. You can also do the work of like forgiving and going without knowing the details. So you can kind of go, okay, yeah, I bet something really, really horrible happened, but I don't need to know that to look at you and.
You don't always need to know. No, some people do. It's not. No, you can just. You don't have to know the event, like World War II. You don't have to know the event of it. Just know there's something there that you feel, and just you want to release it. You don't have to know the details.
Yeah, being able to go, okay, I understand that Hitler was an awful person, but then now with my new understanding, I can go, he brought about incredible through through sacrifice. He gave us a way of, he gave us a new evil to get over.
Exactly.
That we needed a modern definition of what was evil, and he stepped in and said, "Yeah, I'll do that for you." So yeah.
Well, it wasn't always Hitler. There are other alien beings. There were tall blonde beings, and some tall whites that were taking over his regime. So this isn't the war machine I thought it was going to be. So they did want to take over the world, but they weren't always going by his rules. They're doing whatever. So that's what they call it, a war. So he got a lot of the hate. Of course, obviously, he takes a big responsibility for it. Of course.
Yeah. The complete change of subject, but a couple of days ago, I was waiting at the bus stop, and one guy walked by and said, "Oh, you look like Goldberg, who's this wrestler." Apparently, I didn't know. Okay, good. And then right after this black guy said to me, "Oh, I should have stayed in Haiti. It's no one, I'm really abused here, and no one likes me or something." Why is that just random acts, or is that, I sit there with this guy going, okay, I'll accept your reality as you speak to me. I'm sure it's true. I'm not going to criticize you, but I will welcome I'll do the Palladian or Latino thing of like, hey, yeah, cut. I'll accept your reality. But when that happens, this is coming completely out of the blue, and this interaction, which is not a normal interaction between what we learn to do. So what was that? What was this guy trying to?
Well, you connected to your energy field, and you help him let out some aggression that he was going through.
Okay.
You let him heal.
Oh, okay.
You let him say what's on his mind, and that really, people have it all the time. You're just around somebody, and they're just like something randomly crazy or whatever it is, like, and that's a good thing.
Okay.
It's good to bring it out, saying it, release it. You hold it in.
Yeah.
It can be if you can be mad at the world, the universe, it's good to let it out. The more you hold it in, it can do other things to you that's not very positive.
Yeah. So I happened to be on his path, and I happened to be in that state of mind, or who I am, that he felt he could.
Well, actually, you connected to him and agreed to a meeting like that.
Okay. Okay.
And it felt it was beneficial for the both of you.
Yeah.
That you can share your energy with him, if it was just for a couple of moments. That's enough. So,
yeah.
So.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
I guess that'd be the same thing when you're in the grocery store and people just decide to start talking to you out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, because they know you as somebody they remember you. You might not remember them.
Okay. So
Yeah,
they along your path somewhere. Okay.
yeah. You have. I mean, you might have. You have your mind on something else, and then they just. And yeah, when you have it, you're at the grocery store. You want to get this and that. You just want to get out of there. And somebody wants to have a conversation. You understand that it gets kind of awkward. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's showing that your energy is friendly enough for them to be able to do that. And the world will get more friendly.
More Palladian.
It's hard. It's right now because everybody's. I mean, now's the time for friendship, of course, but sometimes you have things to do. As much as you want to meet your new best friend, no one has had time for that.
Yeah.
Some of these people, I really don't want them to become my new best friend either.
Exactly. Well, they're
Yeah.
so they find you friendly to connect with. Now those connections are a little bit different, and you can have somebody that comes to you and try to hijack your energy too. I don't believe that was happening, but that can happen too. But I don't believe that was the case.
Oh, I can feel that coming. I can feel that coming and just completely walk away.
Yeah, sometimes they're there to get your mind off. Sometimes they're there to get your mind off of what you're doing. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's
Something similar happens to me, but like my whole life, people like give me stuff.
Interesting. Just randomly give you things.
Yeah, it's yeah, just it's really random. Like it doesn't make sense. Like my whole life, people do that.
So that's there's a couple of different ways of looking at that. Part of it, you have been in a past life kind of worshipped in your previous incarnation somewhere in your past as a ocean-like being. You have been worshipped as a god, like helping those cross over the ocean safely in Mediterranean. And vibrationally, some people connect with you and want to give something back. It has something to do with that. Not everybody's connected to that timeline, but there are some that are connected to that. So might take 1,000 years to finally meet up with you, but it might not seem like anything to you, but for them, it's a big deal. For some, that are like that.
Yeah, so yeah, like sometimes people act kind of like servile.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I see pictures of the Mediterranean, I think it's really pretty.
Yes, that's a lot of your timelines have been there. A lot of it was with the Greeks, because the Greeks are very ocean bound, and they needed safety to cross over the Mediterranean and things like that. Most of the time, it was safe otherwise, but most definitely during Greece. And other times with Greece is where truly that was your home for a very long time.
I was wondering how you guys connected to Trump.
A necessary evil, positive but necessary. I mean, he's not perfect, but he is. He fits this situation perfectly. So he's clearing out a lot of his karma actually by doing what he's doing. Somebody think he's.
Isn't it kind of?
I mean, is he like?
Yes.
Is he related to you? Are you guys related somehow?
Yes and no, sort of. Yes. It's kind of like the child that nobody wants to take claim of. It's like, that's not my kid.
Is there a connection between Baron Trump and Anunnaki? His son?
Good question.
Yes. Of his son, yes. Oh. He's more of a... Yeah, he's more reserved. Yes. Okay. He's more keeping his eye on dad, yes.
Is Trump aware of what he's doing, or is he just caught up in his own little
he's aware.
megalomaniac thing? Yeah?
He's aware he's here for the greater good. He almost feels almost like he's the modern Jesus in some ways. Always evolved.
Oh, really?
But he likes to give it to those that are like the Democrats or even the Republicans. He just it's very taxing to him, but he knows it's for the greater good.
Lord Enki, are you aware that there is people who think you are Q?
Yes, that's very strange. Age.
Yeah, they think that you are connected to QAnon.
Oh yes, for Q, that's there is connections there. Yes.
I guess.
Oh, there is truth to be put out there. Yes. With Trump is more like reptilian Trump, as you can see. More reptilian is Palladian in some ways, but it's more reptilian. Well, he's using that for his own survival to handle all this. Some Anunnaki beings wouldn't put up with any of this. He does have some more reptilian.
I was going to ask about
Dan, you have a question,
Anunnaki
right?
connections. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Just going to ask about Anunnaki connections in this group. Like,
like your Anunnaki connections?
Sure, and anybody else if they're curious, but sure. Yeah.
Well, yes, yours is we call it hidden at this time, of course, but you're part of more of the secret societies and the Anunnaki to continue the human race to be mature. A lot of it's through secret societies, as you probably feel some of that.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks. I was gonna say it too. I feel a lot of like.
Oh, I got muted. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's a lot of energetic changes coming through lately too, especially in this area. But yeah, maybe for everybody.
California is being purged, you can say. Well, that's a lot of old energies that have to be released. It's when the world becomes more calmer, you'll have less fires there, of course. But not yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. Lot to change and haul over.
There's a lot of agendas in California. It was done during the gold rush, but before that, California isn't really a real state. It's kind of by gods to control the world. Doing quite, and New York also. New York City is part of it. Germany, parts of Germany are done so. Parts of Switzerland. All these places are put there for a reason by higher dimensional beings. This is what you do.
Sounds also like maybe a strong connection with Masonic foundations, Masonic building that out. Those older structures, I mean.
A lot of Masonics are going to eventually go out of phase out. So they already know that. So eventually that will go more into the public. They'll go into the public. A lot of your churches are going to public. What's happening, but not yet.
Gotcha.
It has to have I call it exposed, or it's more people look into it to release it. Now, you go to a Masonic temple, any Masonic temple, and just go there as a tourist. That's how you can do now with ancient ruins. Those, I can't say it's going to happen in your lifetime, but will happen eventually.
Visiting ruins, does I think every time I was in Guatemala and I went up one of the pyramids at daylight, and I was trying to at daybreak, and I was going, okay, I should be feeling something really like spiritual right now, but I'm not. I'm just looking at the sunrise, which is nice, but that's about it. Does visiting places and stuff, does that help us with our
Yes.
Yes, it does. Okay.
Yes. You're there for a reason. And you don't have to always be there physically, but sometimes you need to be there physically to find yourself, heal yourself on multiple levels. So it has a purpose.
Okay.
So that's why people go to tourism into Europe and all that for healing. They don't look at it that way. But that's what they're there for. So yes. Some do visit the catacombs because they used to live there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not know it's the best way.
Are there any places I should have visited that I haven't yet?
Possibly Norway, maybe in your future, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The Northern Lights, I believe they're called.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good energy for you.
Okay.
You do have Southern connections, at least in your United States, like Southern people. You do have some of that, a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you healed some of that recently.
Oh, good.
Like you said, Georgia or something along those lines. Yes, you're there
Georgia,
for a
yeah.
reason. Some of that. Even
Yeah.
there, even that's like you're passing through, but still it affected you greatly through your passing information. So another reason why you're in Canada is like that. United States needs a lot of healing. But I'm not gonna live there.
Oh, I couldn't live in the States. It's just too
Exactly.
hard. Too hard.
I believe you have in your
It's like
previous incarnations, though.
okay.
And that's why you're in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah. Just so much easier. God. Colder.
Well, yeah, you are where you are, so you keep your vibration where it's at.
Yeah.
So it can get lowered, you don't like it being lowered.
So I grew up on the West Coast and then I moved back to the East Coast. That seemed very important. So, and every time I go back to the West Coast, I said, no, this is not my place out here.
Yes.
So,
yeah, geography-wise, you're exactly where you need to be right now, at least.
Yeah.
You might change your mind.
I'll come down to Georgia.
Well, everybody has a deal. Everybody has a contract with Mother Earth. You might not remember it because there's too many things to remember, too much to connect with, but you can remember it slowly.
And that's where we physically go. That helps that's our contract with Mother Earth. Okay, I've been here to heal this place or heal my part of this place.
Yes, it's all about soul growth, of course, but it's not always cut and dry of how that works. It has to be hidden for you to learn anything. You can't just throw it all out you for you to. Oh, I'm here to be a better dresser. It's like I better start. No, you have to learn how to start dressing better on your own.
Yeah.
Just for example, it's like, or you're not. Well, let's put it this way: it's like you have a lifetime where you never take a shower. It's like you're always dirty. It's like incarnate. Okay, I need to be cleaner. So you got to figure out be more cleaner on your own. You got to. It's like, look at that. Now he smells better. It took him 2 years to finally take a shower. So you got to figure things out on yourself. If you want to be a better person, you have to figure out for yourself. Beings just can't say, "We want you to be." You're here to be a better person. They can't just do that. Now you got friends do that, but it has to click in your mind that you want to change. So people don't think you have free will. You actually do. You're just not aware of it. It's different times. You have to realize everybody wants to be a millionaire and all that, but that's the elitist putting a bunch of money in front of you. It's like, don't you want this? It's like it's sometimes better just not to have any of that. Just keep your Anunnaki to yourselves. Yes, because that is a manipulation. The more money you have, the less you know about yourself. The more that you have, just your food, your water, your clothing. You got more than you need. And it's hard to look at that when you have millionaires on their yachts and everything. They're the ones that have. You're gonna be raising them eventually. I mean, they have millionaires, billionaires. They have a lot of problems. It's like being a parent of that can be a complete nightmare.
Like how to stay a millionaire. That's a big problem.
Exactly. Well, look at Trump. That's a nightmare right there.
Yeah.
How many parents want that as a kid? Like, no.
No. But I find it amazing how we can get so used to our incredibly comfortable lives. It's like we have running hot water and toilets that flush and electricity that we just everything, like the comforts compared to our ancestors. The comforts are amazing. We have these soft beds, and yet we sit there and we do go, oh, I want more money. I want the shot. I want.
There's nothing wrong with having. Yeah, you want to move. You want to move forward. So
Yeah.
that is a natural, normal. And you're not always. People aren't always thankful for what they have. They have reasons for it. You don't always have to be thankful for it. You can, as long as you use it in the right way. If you're not manipulating others, if you start doing that, then everything gets sick that way. But if you use it properly, just being good to others, it does help your energy. It just, you can be thankful just by just treating people well, treating yourself well, treating family members well. That is thanks. That's like thanks enough. So these things are, these gifts are given to you. Yeah, so you can move to the next. Well, all this technology, like the beds and all that, does it help you move to the next phase. But you choose that. If you want your $1 million, go for it. If you want to open up spiritually, that's probably a little bit easier if you understand it. If you want to go for your $1 million, which is fine, but it can be very taxing on you and be very unfulfilling. Of course, spirituality can have the same effect in some ways, but depends on how you go about it.
Yeah, there's the term now we call it's toxic positivity, where we kind of said you're not allowed to have these bad feelings. Those are bad.
That's been going on forever. Yes, because they're afraid of their own darkness. Some very positive people can be some of the darkest people on their planet. They might, then some of them are parents, some of them are relatives. Yeah, they're just some of them are sociopathic. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of soul growth.
It's like, have you ever been like mad at someone and then realize that it reflects your own personality? That's it happens to me a lot. It's really
God,
bad.
it's so embarrassing.
It is.
You're going, I hate this. I hate this about you. Yeah, and you go, oh my goodness.
It's exactly
that's me. It's me.
Yes, it's really bad.
Well, it's a mirror. Yeah, it's a mirror. Oh, it's like if you're nice and everybody hates you, it's like they can't find the nice within themselves. So so that's how relationships are created. A lot of people, that's the funny thing about relationships. Usually the opposites attract. Usually it's people that should not probably ever connect ever. Usually the ones that are connecting. It's like, that's the point. You connect with somebody like in an intimate relationship. That's kind of the point. You get two opposites to have a baby or whatever they're going to do. It's like if you're with somebody that's similar to you, what's fun is that?
Yeah.
Where's the growth? There is growth there, but it's not as exciting as with somebody that's completely opposite. That's the challenge. So everybody has their own form of challenges. Some don't want all the ruckus in a relationship, and some do. Part of soul growth, of course.
I have a question. Is it possible to channel you better in the water, in the ocean, or in the rivers? Because there's a connection with you on water, of course.
Yeah, it's for certain individuals. Yeah, that'll work. Yes.
Okay, but for me, what could I do? I mean, like a long time ago, I felt like I could channel better, but lately I have been blocked for some reason. I think I have a lot to heal, or I think this year I'm really overwhelmed with emotions, and it's become hard to connect.
Possibly at the if you go to the beach, if you can, just to walk the beach and just connect to my energies.
That would be great.
Just don't make it complicated. just connect with it. You don't have to sit for an hour or two to try to meditate my vibration, but just go by what you feel. You can be at the beach for 20 minutes if you want, whatever you feel is comfortable.
You make it complicated by telling me not to make it complicated.
Yes, exactly.
I understand. Okay.
That's because you're complicated.
I am complicated. That's why.
Well, there's a lot of emotions there.
Complicated. Yeah. It's like I'm so excited just to have this call. Imagine I'm blowing up, but yeah, I'll try my best.
I think it's like you just make up your own ritual. Because I've done that for myself for like several years, and when I do the same thing, it's like the energy responds quickly.
Yes.
one of the things I find very that I'm learning these days is allowing the time it takes for things to happen. It's like, oh, this is I can't just imagine this and then feel it and be it. There's this actual time that it takes to get somewhere. Yeah.
But that's time here is showing how soul growth works here. It's everything takes time, right? Nothing. You need time. You need this time. You need everything to be boring and slow for the soul to grow. If everything is fast, who learns that way? Nobody really does. You'll be in like 100 wrong relationships left and right. Be going so fast, you know, to do it yourselves. So that's why so many people here got trouble with being bored all that. Yeah, because you're used to. Yeah, now's the time to learn.
Right.
It's not really karma. Some of it might be karma. It's not really karma. It's just you're just learning.
In your reality, how do relationships work?
Usually, it's a telepathic connection. Usually, we know instantly if we are compatible with a certain person. And we just connect with them, talk to them mentally, usually telepathically. Usually know as children. And we know sometimes as children, we know if the relationship will last or not. So, yeah, we take the fun out of it. But sometimes we can be with the right person at a young age. We know it doesn't mean that we're intimate with that person, but we're connected with it. Or we're separated from that person and we just find them later in life. So a little bit more like you meet somebody, like you know somebody, we'll just use the Earth stuff, but like you know like you're 5 years old, is a 5-year-old that you're connected with. It's like it's not time for us to connect with. Well, I'll see you when I'm 20, just for example, and then you find them when you're 20 eventually. It's like, okay, this is a better time, and then you've developed a relationship, just for example. So we have more control of our reality. We can find things in beings in our collective a lot easier. Try that on your world. You can do that on your world, sort of. But yeah. That's one example.
But okay, that sounds a lot easier.
And some Anunnaki beings, yes, do have like a mother or a parent might want a child as a relationship. That's actually very rare. It used to happen in ancient times. A lot of that's been cleared now. But even now, in your world, a lot of that's still kind of going on. Parents can be very connected to their kid. Maybe not in a sexual way, but but in a very loving way. But that's more of the feeling. So we've learned from that to be more separated in that regard. But your planet and the human trafficking energy that's been going on is important. That's a lot of it, yes, is reptilian presence here. Of their own growth. They're not growing themselves. They take away the innocence of your reality. Eventually, that will be. You'll get senses of what's going on. It'll become more clear. Right now, it's a little bit of a cloud. But yeah, they don't want to unit anybody their business. But eventually, you'll get a sense of healing that at a galactic level, on a spiritual level. So.
I have a question on that regard when it comes to like children in either this timeline that you live or before. Is it possible that your children and the children of the other Anunnaki are, how can I say this in a delicate way, genetically engineered, but with your DNA, but at the same time like improved in a way, like depending on what you want your children to?
That is true. Yes,
oh my God,
they are engineered through genetics. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because it kind of makes sense. Like they're all so different. They all have like a special ability. So it made me wonder if there was something extra to the mix. So.
Well, yes, we do our own genetic modifying within ourselves.
Excellent. Okay.
So, and you kind of do that here through vaccines and things like that.
Right. I don't think that's so good.
No, but we know what we're doing. Of course, sometimes we don't know what we're doing.
No, they're just trying to exterminate us, right?
But on your planet, that's the reptilian agenda.
Oh my God.
Well, now, these are the teachers of your planet. You have to put up with. It's like you want to learn knowledge from this world, you need to put up with everything we're going to throw at you, or you just get off.
That's heavy.
Yeah. They a lot of a lot of alien beings, not just reptilians, they don't quite understand this world. They think they do, but they don't really. So humans are, you're privileged people. Might not feel that way. But you're incarnated here is like, a lot of alien beings like, what are you doing here? No, get off this place because we need to. Then they want this place for themselves. They want humans off. That is true. Not as slaves.
Earth seems to be wanted by many races.
Yes, because they want the knowledge here. Yeah, they want the knowledge here, and with no humans here, it makes it a lot easier.
I'm gonna ask a really risky question. Is it possible that China would like? I'm so embarrassed, but like they would try to make room for other species to come here and help. Oh my god, why? Why does this come to my mind? But yeah, so they even have ghost cities. Like,
yes, they have her. China has everything.
I'm so done. I can't continue. Okay.
China is. That's why they make it hard to live there, go there, because it's a whole nother world basically. So yeah, it's a different.
That was heavy to to hear, really.
Yeah. But don't forget, what we're doing is affecting our future. So,
of course,
So don't be afraid of the future, even the horrible things that.
No, it's not afraid. It's just to imagine an agenda of that magnitude. Like, let's make cities and bring other beings from another place and then get rid of the ones that already are here. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we're basically like making our own bed when it comes to like other problems on the earth. But in this regard, it's really like extreme, I think.
Well, when you tap into that timeline, it's like you're living it.
Right.
And so it can be a little bit extreme for you at times. Sometimes you tap that timeline, you go through all of it. It's like,
yeah, we're in a difficult time. I mean, it's a great time to be alive, but
it's a hard time.
It's a hard time. Yes.
Yeah. It's because you're going through a transition that you can't look in history. I mean, history's been through this before, but you can't. You can't really go, oh, everything just where everybody has a white picket fence, everything's fine. Far from it. Because, a lot of infrastructures are being taken down. A lot of businesses will eventually be closed down. It's the only way for the change to occur. So, end beings are going to take advantage of it. And that's it.
You guys have heard of the chaos magic that is the Dharma that talks about destruction and then to rebuild from that destruction. I've seen a lot of that symbolism everywhere lately. The wheel of Dharma or the chaos wheel. I don't know if you know about it.
It's a rebuilding.
Yes. Exactly, rebuilding. It sounds scary, but it makes sense,
Well, even with insectoids, they're known to be builders. So if you see ants or see insectoid energies, some are positive, some aren't, but
I was going to say, I've seen a lot of like 3s, 22s, the usual numerology stuff.
Well, that shows, it just shows you to hang in there. I mean, not that you're one, but it shows that sometimes when you have a number, it shows you went to a new timeline also. It's like we see 333, 4, whatever it is, 4, whatever it is, 911. It actually means the new timeline shifts has occurred.
I've always looked at it as a sign of, hey, you're on track. Way to go.
That's part of it, but also you just shifted a timeline too. And Eureka, you made it.
That's good to know.
Although Eureka, you made it should be our motto every day.
Yes, because you don't always see what's behind the scenes of how to get you from A to B. You don't see the ruckus always that kind of occur.
And the ruckus, the ruckus that we're helping create as well. But hey,
well, yes, like the negativity of the world, you can easily let that absorb into you, and you can always go off track. It can't happen. So with you pushing that out, not having that happen, is so a lot of these beings, you're not seeing the spiritual beings that are trying to put you off track. They find their way. You get ideas in their minds, things like that.
Mm.
It becomes less over time. But as you go into this new era, yeah, the spiritual visits are going to increase, make things more complicated.
Mm. Just what we need, more complication.
Well, yeah, welcome to your planet.
Yeah.
When you want your fourth dimensional world, you have to earn it, you could say.
Yeah.
Like
you should also look into all these shifts that they have, all these Mandela effects. They're so like, I mean, I start to enjoy it, but the other day my cousin went crazy about the monocle on the Monopoly guy. He went insane because he heard that he never wore a monocle.
That's true.
Yeah. So in this timeline,
okay.
he never had it apparently.
Well, no, it was there at one time, but
it was there, and he went crazy.
So he doesn't have one, or
not
anymore.
Not anymore. No.
Not anymore. He doesn't. Okay, if it comes in my life, he does. But anyway, okay.
You see?
Yeah.
So, I remember it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, that's one of those things. There's a list of things. For me, it was the Tom Cruise movie,
Yeah.
Apparently, he was never dancing with sunglasses. I went crazy. Like, what?
Yeah.
So, those are examples of the shifts, probably.
Yeah. It just to show. Yeah, it's a part of another form of disclosure. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just some need to see it to believe it.
Those are the big things that are kind of we notice. But with these different shifts, and we're all shifting around, does that mean that there are tons of little things that just never come up that I remember that no one else around me experienced it that way? I just never mentioned that, oh, he wore a monocle.
Yes? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Even stuff that you won't even notice yourself, right? You said.
Okay.
Yeah, some of you might start doing things a little bit differently. Your daily routines might shift a little bit. That shows that you're on a new timeline.
Okay.
So you might go back to your old ways of doing things somewhat, but you still want to do things differently. So sometimes you need to be on a mundane, boring timeline. It's better to be on a complicated, insane timeline. So which one?
And that's why you guys exist.
Yes. There are master timeline beings that know timelines completely from. And a lot of them are in spirit because they can handle it better. Aliens can only handle timelines so much. A spirit being can handle timelines like it's nothing. It's just nothing to them. But they don't have to get up every day, drink coffee, and put on clothes. They don't do any of that. They're just energy. So energy connecting to energy is not a problem. Anunnaki is we have our own physical form in fourth dimension, so we can see a great deal in your reality, but not everything. The spirit being can see everything. So, yeah, seeing everything is to be.
Yeah, I think that's one of the problems we have is going, well, if they can see everything, well, why don't they just help us out more, or why don't they?
Well, they're helping you see everything.
Yeah.
So you can see reptilian beings, so you can see alien beings here. They're helping that out. It just. People might want it, but you're getting used to the psychology of it.
You could try dreams, perhaps. Come to our dream. I would love to dream about you. That would be like perfect.
But there are dreams there, but a lot of that's been suppressed.
Oh, that sucks. So, you say in this timeline you probably show yourselves to humanity.
Portion, not me personally, but Anunnaki.
Okay, I'm not interested.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, you mean not this timeline, you mean your timeline, and you mean you.
Most likely, it's always up in the air. Somebody feels that y'all's going to show up. Everybody has their version of it.
Yeah.
But expect it somewhat in your timeline. Yeah, in your lifetimes, something is going to give. Yes.
And can we trust this someone who's coming?
That's up to you.
Oh, wonderful! No, it doesn't make it any easier. Okay.
I love that answer.
It's up to you. Some feel that aliens are only Yes, there's some feel that aliens are always going to be or if it's a negative being, it's going to be a a demon or something. It's not always true. There are some positive beings, some are very dark, but they can hide it well.
Basically, we're gonna get another overlord.
No, let's hope not.
No.
Yeah. You have enough here as it is. You don't need any more, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be. There's going to be a timeline where there's like an opening where alien energies are going to be more talked about, accepted. Maybe not just yet, but there will be alien sky events where something goes this way, and the discussion will increase, and then it will start to show.
Yeah.
They'll try to cover it. They're gonna say it's a weather balloon. Like they can only use that excuse only for so long.
It's eventually they'll start to show up.
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has a cell phone.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people believe that's a real being or not. That's what you're going to be going through too. So.
Well, not many people would never believe that we're talking to you. So
that's true. It's probably the better for their mental health.
Yeah.
Usually, it's better just for them to live in their pocket of reality.
Yeah, easier.
It's easier to be hypnotized than to be unhypnotized, as you know.
Yeah.
But people, a lot of people, and I'm not lying, they will want your return, right? Like you say you're not coming back, but they expect it.
Well, I can, but it's not. I'm not the first one on the list to show up. But yes, will Anunnaki appear again? Yes. When that happens, yes, the world will not be the same again.
It's just you say things can be changed. Like it could happen.
It can't happen.
Cross your fingers. He may come.
Jesus appearing again is not likely. Jesus is pretty much here already through people.
Yeah.
It's not the best energy for him right now. He's feeling that eventually too. Some have given their whole lives and soul to Jesus, and he doesn't really want that from people. So they're creating a reality with them.
He wanted us to know ourselves, but we didn't get it. That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't want to know myself. I want to know you.
Well, they want that power. They want to.
Yeah.
A lot of that's gone into singers and actors and things like that. It's like your new God. So.
I really got my hopes up now, you guys.
Yes.
I'm
gonna make this happen.
Talk to the council. They might change their mind. They might just appear tomorrow. Who knows?
I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna change the whole timeline.
Okay, can we get a petition going or something?
Yeah, definitely.
It has a lot to do with your UN, not just your governments, but individuals, of course. But we are in the Middle East, but not many of you are going to drive out there to see if you can find us somewhere. It's not like we're going to appear anytime soon. But we are watching.
I even talked to someone about that. Like, I would like to go to the area where Eridu is, your first temple. Like, but I know it's heavily guarded, all those places, for obvious reasons. Yeah.
It's like going to the pyramids, but less attractive.
But more interesting.
More interesting.
Yes, definitely.
But more dangerous, you could say.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, everybody should know about Iraq, but it's so dangerous to go there. Like, why? Yeah, the energies that have there.
Yeah,
that's why.
So intense.
So intense. Yeah.
That's where the fabric of humanity was built. So yes.
Yeah. No wonder it's so secret.
Yes. So we have to. Is there anything else for me before I leave? Any other questions?
Just come take us, honestly.
We'll see you in Iraq. How about that?
Don't dare me, because I will.
Don't go there.
I was gonna ask who might come after Enki, who might come after yourself to visit. I mean,
what do you mean? Oh, for Anunnaki beings to come here, or what is it that you're?
Yeah, that to come here or to visit.
Or
I guess.
like a council Anunnaki. The ones that have been part of your money system. They're watching genetics here, watching your government. More of like the great grandkids. Okay. They're not to the rules of the earth, though. They don't talk to a lot of other alien beings. They do somewhat, but a lot of beings are a little bit sketchy around Anunnaki beings. So.
And they do they have? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Do they? Do they like? I remember there was a mentioning, maybe Anu mentioned, where like Palladians and others have been trying to connect with them, but they don't pick up the phone. But then with the humans, with the humans, they do.
Humans are connected. Palladians, they're not always trusting the Anunnaki beings.
Gotcha.
So it's like, once again, it's like they don't want that energy. They don't want to get, because they have been taken over by Anunnakis in the past.
So have we. So have we.
Well, yes,
yeah. What about Anunnaki and Carians? I'm sure that's an interesting relationship.
The Carians, yes. There's
between them, yeah.
There's kind of a battle back and forth. I mean, it's a little bit butting of the heads between the two of them at this time.
No.
The Carians feel like they're, I mean, all beings feel like they're, ruler of the planet, but still the human race is still the ruler of your world. You still make the choices. It's still your planet. I might not accept that.
Gotcha. Hey, much appreciated.
Thank you for connecting with us.
Of course.
Blessings.
Yes, blessings.
Thanks.
Are you okay, Ivan? Oh my God, that was
are you okay?
That was different. Yeah, it's good.
You're gonna sleep for 2 days after that.
Yeah. Go sleep.
Yeah,
well, it's good
wonderful.
for them to get this stuff off. They have to go by your questions from the sometimes say stuff. So
yeah,
feel everything. Obviously.
I feel excited. It was really a great conversation. It was just perfect. Learn a lot.
And keep on trying to get them here. You may succeed.
He's gonna come back. He is gonna come back. Seriously, it was so great.